Temperature yet.
Last year, pretty good shape this year, but
Before we get started, does everybody sign in that wishes to speak tonight?
David White, he just called. David White? Yeah, Sherry White. Good. He just called and said he was coming. He let us know how.
Anybody else?
Please.
Good? Everybody good? I did? All right.
guess they're gonna get a lot behind the shots and I think that's how it's working. They get a lot of the back of their heads on too.
That camera working back there?
That one will. I don't know what works. Apparently that one's not gonna work.
Well, mention that.
I'll do something. We got organizations everywhere.
It's just going to be several.
We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order Thursday, May the 23rd, 2024. We will have a pledge of allegiance, moment of silence, then we'll approve the agenda. If you all would stand, please. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. You all be seated. We needed approval to approve the agenda as presented. There's one item under Section A for the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget. This is the public hearing. I need a motion and a second.
Motion to approve?
Second. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed likewise. Motion carries. I'll turn this over to Michael Carter. He's going to explain how the meeting will be handled, and we're missing one commissioner. John Irwin had some elective surgery done today, and he could not get back in time to make the meeting. So we're thinking about him. Be sure that y'all keep him in our prayers. Mr. Carter?
I'd like to point out first of all that we are experiencing a camera difficulty tonight. So as you come to the podium tonight, have the back side of you looking as good as you can, because you're not going to get a front view tonight, okay? everything's going to get you from behind. So be aware of that first and foremost. The second thing to mention is tonight is a public hearing, and the purpose of a public hearing is for the Board of Commissioners to hear the thoughts, the concerns, the comments made by the public. So there will not be any interaction, there will not be any back and forth. It is their opportunity to hear what you have to say. We will document that accordingly. We will review this. We have a work session next Tuesday. If so deemed, we will bring this information back before the board so that they can reconsider or rethink or revisit. But tonight is your opportunity to speak to the Board of Commissioners. So with that in mind, we have, it looks like we have 7 people, and I say 7, but I've got to mark through one of them. So when I get to you, if I call your name, please tell me that you're either speaking or not. And our rules are posted behind the commissioners. So for those of you that are speaking for an organization, and it looks like there's 2, 3, 4 of you, maybe 5, and I'm going to go ahead and just say 6. You guys have 5 minutes tonight, okay? So with that in mind, we will start with Mr. Wilkins with the JCPC.
And if you would, be sure you speak right into the microphone. And when you get close to the 15 seconds, I'll just hold this up for a reminder for you.
Sure. Good evening.
Name and address, please.
My name is Brant Wilkins. I am the Chief Court Counselor for Juvenile Justice. So I'm actually not an Alleghany resident, but I am the Vice Chair for the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council here for the 24-25 fiscal year. And the reason I'm here tonight is to point out to the board, I believe the amount that's been reflected for JCPC budget for you guys is $69,774. That money is actually DPS funding from the state. So I wanted the board to be aware that what the JCPC is actually requesting is the historical 20% match for the programs that are going to be provided in the county, and that would be an amount of $12,574. And those programs too, if I can just say real quick, I believe we're excited about what's going to be able to be offered in 24-25 through JCPC funded programs. Again, this year we're going to have the Alleghany Youth Justice Project, which is a teen court diversionary program for low-level misdemeanor crimes. It helps keep those crimes, those juveniles out of the real courtroom and be held accountable by a group of their peers. Inside of that program is a community service program, so they would be able to go back and pay restitution to victims owed and work off community service here. But the new program that's going to be coming in all along in the same budget as what we had last year is called Strengthening Families. And I have asked this program, not just here in Alleghany, but all 4 counties in our judicial district, that when they provide this program, rather than doing it in a group setting that creates a burden on families to get to this meeting place, that they go in the home and work with families one-on-one. So the idea behind this is that we want them in these homes 2 to 3 times a week working with families, and it can be things like just processing the day, how their child's day at school went, cooking a meal with them. And part of what we've asked for in their budget that they're going to be getting is, if they go to a family that doesn't have the means, doesn't have the kitchenware or the food, they're going to bring this in, cook a meal with the family, leave all kitchen utensils with the family so that they can be self-sufficient going forward. So I wanted to point that out because I think that's a really neat program and puts back some family values that I think a lot of our society, and especially some of the families that we work with, are missing. That's it. I'm happy to.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The next speaker signed up is Mr. Hugh Shepherd.
My name is Hugh Shepherd. I'm with the board of Glade Creek Fire Department. As you probably all have a copy of this in front of you, we've asked for a rate increase in our fire tax. Our expenditures are overdoing what our income is, and we asked for a rate increase. We have more outgo than we have income, and we need a little help with it. We have 9 pieces of rolling equipment that we have to maintain. Tires, fuel, all this is expensive. The federal government come in a few years back. We used to have 10 years on our tires. Now it's 7 years. We used to have 10 years on our turnout gear. Now it's 7 years. It's got to be replaced. Used to have 10 years on our hoses. Now it's 7 years. It's got to be replaced. Fuel is $4 a gallon. That all is expensive. But anyway, we're supporting 36 firefighters. Turnout gear is like $5,000. It all takes a lot of money. We've never had a piece of new equipment since 1975. The 49 years that we've been there, we have never had a new piece of equipment. We have ordered a new piece of equipment. Hopefully, maybe, with the skimping and scrimping and the mercy of the good Lord above and our citizens, we'll have enough money some way, somehow, to pay for this piece of equipment. We're begging and pleading and hoping and praying that we can come out to have some way how to pay for this equipment and keep our head above water. Last year, one of our older trucks, the pump went down on it, and that truck was out of service for almost 5 months because all this equipment is obsolete. We can't get parts for it, and it was a 92 model. We've got some stuff. It's 88 years old. It was made in 1988, and if something that goes down, we're dead in the water. But we just hope and pray that will all maintain. We got some good equipment as long as it keeps running. But if it goes down, we got a problem. And we hopefully maybe get something a little newer. But like I say, if everything we got keeps going, we're good. Everything has been good for us, and we got a bunch of good firefighters, a bunch of good dedicated people, and we thank them for what they do. We thank the citizens for how dedicated they've been to us, but we just got to have just a little bit more money. It just takes it, and I hope and pray that everybody can understand that. And probably the most eldest man in the room, and I hope you don't start throwing rotten eggs at me. I hope you have a little respect for your elders. But I think we've been at this for a long time. We got a lot of dedicated people in it, and I hope that we can get a little outcome of what we're trying to see here. And thank you for your time, and thank you for your dedication. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate those words.
Next, we have Mr. Bobby Fender with the Alleghany County Public Library.
Good evening. My name's Bobby Fender. I'm the current. Now I don't know what that camera back there is going to look like. I know we got my best side. We at least got that much. But if I go to climbing on this podium, I don't know what we're going to get. But all right, is that any better, Bobby? All right, thank you. All right, my name's Bobby Fender. I'm the current chairman of the board for the local library, and I live in the Piney Creek district. I appreciate having the opportunity to come before you all again tonight to speak with you. I'm the one standing up here, but we do have many supporters here with us tonight. You may notice some folks wearing some supporting stickers and everything, and I don't know if people want to stand, but at least wave your hand, let them brought a good group with us tonight, didn't we? Good looking group. That's wonderful. Anyway, we are truly blessed, and we are grateful to have the continued support of the Alleghany County Commissioners. We've worked together for a long time. put in a lot of effort, a lot of energy. I've seen you all do it time and time again, the hours it goes into. If somebody hasn't been a part of the budgeting process, they need to try it if they're going to criticize or anything, that's for sure, because it's a lot of work, and we do appreciate it. But I come to you tonight to respectfully ask that you consider funding the full amount of the library's budget increase. It's 3.31% increase, which is rooted mostly in a 2.5% wage increase for the current employees. And it is just cost of living. You know, we're running at near 4% inflation in the country. I think anybody that's been in a grocery store lately knows dollars just don't go quite as far as they used to and stuff. And I know the county's worked very diligently and very hard in the past few years to bring our folks up to what was a pre-pandemic wage plan. And so we got them called up to what was the norm back then, but again, we know what's happened the last few years and what the prices have done. Out of that 3.31%, only 2.99% of that is for employee cost. It's a very minimal amount. Our employees are very dedicated to their roles and the overall support of the community. They work very hard and diligently to go above and beyond every day in their jobs. They have set duties, but you walk in there at any given time, you'll see them busy. I've never caught them with twiddling thumbs or sitting around just cutting up or having a good time. They're always busy. There's always work to be done. And I'm sure we got some folks that work up there tonight, and I'm sure they would agree with that. There is always a lot of work. And that effort that they're doing is we can see what they're doing. We've issued in the past year more library memberships, had more folks walk through the doors, and had good increases in activity, in attendance to activities, programs, and other community groups that use the library. I'll throw out one little quick statistic here that I found interesting. Our attendance or visitation to the library in the past 10 months, we've had over 17,000 people walk through our doors to use the library. 17,000. That's a lot. That's a lot for a small county, I think, and that's a lot for 4 people to keep up with too. But this small bump is not only in moral appreciation for the hard work that our folks are doing up there, but I'll speak off the record. I personally think that it's a little about employee retention. And I hate to say it, I mean, you can see, you all have the numbers. You can know there's 4 employees. You can divide it. You know what the math is. You know what the average salary is up there. There's better paying jobs out there, folks. And we've got people that have that heart and that spirit for that community service that they do. And I believe wholeheartedly that just a little bit of a bump and a pat on the back is worth more in trying to keep them than what it's going to cost to replace them. So I'd ask that you reconsider our budget. Again, we thank you for all your efforts. It's not missed on us, and I hope not on anybody in the county. You all do put in a lot of hours and a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we do appreciate your continued support. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Carter.
We have Mr. David Higgins with the Glade Creek Fire Department.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Higgins. I'm a chief of Glade Creek Fire Department, have been for 25 years now. I live in Ennis, and I'm here tonight to ask for a little extra money. We got a lot going on. We're running a lot of calls, lots of extra calls, and as of now, we have the only ladder truck in the county to provide protection for the taller buildings and bigger buildings, and we are proud we do have the ladder truck. It's been a good asset for us. And we do have a new truck coming in the near future, and it's just, the expense rate is great. I do have a little letter here I'm going to read to you. I give each one of y'all one that y'all can look over later. And it says, as you already know, our fire department has asked for a 2-cent fire increase for the 24-25 budget, which would take it from 7 cents to 9 cents. As you also hopefully know, our fire department has provided exceptional fire protection to our community since 1974. Our department was established by a handful of citizens within our community. Still to this day, we are operated by volunteers from the community and governed by a board of members who also reside within the community. So we all pay fire taxes that allow us to build fire stations and buy apparatus and equipment to ensure the service is in our buying top-notch. Now, throughout North Carolina and even the United States, many fire departments are headed toward doing away with volunteers and hiring more and more career staff. The issue with this is you cannot be cost of free, and that is what you are getting with volunteer labor, not to mention the heart behind the volunteer, as again, that is citizens protecting other citizens for free. As the fire chief of this department, I work to build and keep morale high so that people are willing to apply and volunteer, which in turn affords a cheaper service but does not provide a lesser service. As again, our people are eager to protect each other for free. Our annual budget from taxes is approximately $174,000. And if you take the population of our district, we are providing fire protection at the rate of $55 per person, which is less than one night on the town nowadays. If you look at our call volume, we're responding to house fires, which only cost $334 for that service. Also, if you look at what citizens in most cities and towns in North Carolina pay for fire protection, our budgets are not even 5% of what they charge to provide fire protection because they have to hire full-time firefighters. We take pride in how we operate and how cheap we offer it. It was not easy for us to decide to ask for an increase, as again, we are the ones who are paying the increase, and we live right beside the ones that we are asking to help us pay it. It is our neighbors and our friends and our family members. Mr. Carter, we ask that you think about our increase one more time with the above information, as we are not asking to raise your taxes as you don't live within our fire district. We are requesting to raise ours as we do live here, and we need to protect our people. We had to order a new fire truck as we need to replace the older apparatus for the safety of our staff and the citizens we protect, and if we don't receive the 9-cent rate, it will be hard to make. In our minds, we could take a 1 cent increase to 8 cents and then try to raise the other funds through fundraisers and donations. But with inflation, it costs too much to buy barbecue or fish for fish fries that we don't make anything off of anymore. Last year, our fire department did lawnmower race and demolition derbies and a multitude of other fundraisers. The issue with doing 5 to 10 fundraisers throughout the year is the time away from our training. My people work full-time jobs, some work second jobs, and right now due to inflation, and then they come to the fire department to participate in training and fundraisers, which is killing them. We're also worried about the new OSHA standards coming down the path, so the increase will help us navigate the new law. So we need the 2-cent increase to make it, as the inflation we are seeing is hurting all small business owners, and in the end, we are nothing more than a small nonprofit business working with free labor, so we are also hurting. We hope this letter gives you more insight into our needs. I hope you see that the volunteers, the board, and myself are great stewards for our neighbors' money. Thank you all.
Thank you, David. Mr. Carter?
Next speaker is Ms. Pam Andrews with Appet Healthcare.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Pam Andrews, and I'm an Alleghany County resident, and I'm here tonight in my capacity as Chair of the Appalachian District Health Department, also known as App Healthcare, and I also have Samantha Harris, who is our Deputy Finance Officer and also lives in Alleghany County. App Healthcare has been delivering services to Alleghany County since the 1930s. Alleghany partners with Ashe and Watauga counties in a district agency, which provides a cost savings to this county because all 3 counties are sharing the operating cost. I want to share some numbers for the past year. In the past year, App Healthcare has provided services to Alleghany County in the amount of $3.96 million, which included providing over 560 substance use disorder visits and 6,476 visits in the medical clinic. Also, in April, I think it was approximately April 15th, App Healthcare, partnering with Alleghany County School System, opened a school based health center at Sparta Elementary School. That will bring an additional $350,000 into this county with the hiring of staff and the construction, which will hopefully begin in June for renovations at the school. Also, App Healthcare has provided nearly $160,000 as charity care that was written off as uncompensated cost. They are the only provider in the county providing integrated behavioral health, substance use disorder treatment, and primary care, and the only provider meeting the needs of pregnant women who need local prenatal care. To summarize, App Healthcare has provided nearly 15 times the services of Alleghany County's investment. In addition to providing this care as a patient-centered medical home with national credentialing, being a recognized health center, and an accredited health department with honors, the organization also invested over $500,000 in the Alleghany-owned facility to fix a leaking roof, inadequate HVAC system, and a much-needed renovation of the lobby that had not changed in over 20 years. This year, App Healthcare's proposed budget amount is flat. Both Ashe County and Watauga County have proposed an increased budget to meet the critical needs provided by the agency. I feel as a board member, I have to raise serious concern to this board. This will be the second time in the past few years, despite a major pandemic, that there was no increase provided. By not increasing the budget while other counties do, we risk alienating our partners. Alleghany County cannot afford to operate its own health department. I want to emphasize that. The recommendation to leave the proposed budget amount flat is not reflective of the value that Alleghany County citizens are receiving from this agency. Thank you for the opportunity to address you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Carter?
Last one that I showed signed up tonight, I signed him up myself, is Mr. David White with Cherry Lane Fire Department.
Thank y'all for letting me come and speak tonight. Sorry I was running a little late, but I'm here on behalf of Cherry Lane Fire Department to ask for a 1% increase on our fire tax, just because on the inside of the volume of calls that we're having, also, I mean, the truck cost nowadays, and from 2020 to 2024, a truck cost went up 60% in 4 years. The truck we just purchased about $790,000, and we were blessed to get some help from the state on that, so we didn't have to take out a loan. But if you bought that truck today, it would be $1.2 million. That's how much it's increased since we signed 2.5 years ago. Nozzle cost $100, $200 a piece. Air packs went up $1,000 each. I think we bought our license $56,765 or $65. I just got a quote today. It was like $64,300 some dollars in the increase in just a year. And like, I mean, I'm going to use some of David's speaking because he did a great job, but I mean, we do it for free. I mean, we leave a paying job to come out to your house if it's on fire, and we buy the foam. Last house fire we had, we replaced 2 hoses. To get hose now, you're looking 4 to 6 months to get it. So when you do find it, you got to buy it, stock it up. And with the increase of all your materials and the increase in fuel, y'all been to the grocery store lately. Groceries are high. Imagine what it says when they put fire department in front of it. It gets really expensive. And I know at our budget meeting with the county that we had asked about it, it was brought up that, and I just asked that y'all look back over it again and just reconsider it, because the price of fuel is eating us up. Running costs, tire expenses. We got to put tires on 3 trucks this year. And then the state, they're not wanting to help a whole lot. Even if you get your grant, you only got till September, May the 15th, you get your grant. You got till September the 31st to get it all in. They give you 2 extensions. Well, air packs right now, we're 8 to 9 months to get them. Well, we only get 7 months to get them on the grant. So you can't purchase them. You can purchase them on the grant, but you're going to end up paying out of pocket anyway. And 2 extensions, all the state will give you. So it ain't getting any easier. So I just ask that y'all reconsider. We're not asking for that much I don't think, for the service that we provide and for the hours the men put in. And that's about all I got to say, and I appreciate y'all's time, and thank y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Carter?
Chairman, that's all that have signed up. I don't know if there's anyone else that wishes to speak.
Is there anyone that didn't sign up that would like to speak now? Hearing no response and seeing no hands raised, I will entertain a motion to close this public hearing. I need a motion and a second.
A motion that we close the public hearing.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion carries. I'd like to thank everyone for attending tonight. Like Mr. Carter said, we got a work session next Tuesday, I believe.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Thank you all.
I went through it last night and I read it all through.
Hey, Bob, one of y'all's papers, the second paper in your stack is for Tuesday. That's your agenda. I emailed it to you, but that's your copy. That would normally go in your
Couldn't ever find it.
All it says is budget on there. That's all we have.